Hello, good morning, beautiful souls. Good morning, beautiful empaths. This is your boy Denzbo's in the building. Guys, I'm back today with a new video. You're all tuned in to the Empath Exodus, or much what I can call the awakening of the super empath. Now, guys, you're very much welcome to the video. And you all know the drill as well. You always know the drill. If you're new to the channel, you can always like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? And don't forget to hit that notification button just in case I drop in a new video, because I always drop a video every now and then. I think every Monday to Friday usually. So I drop one video a day from Monday to Friday. And if you're old and you've been with me all along, you're very much so welcome back. Now, today is going to be a very exciting subject. I'm going to talk about in the videos what they call the soulless beings. People who they call the soulless beings. People without a soul. People who you think or you feel. I mean, when you're around them, you feel they don't have a soul. You know what I mean? They don't have any feelings. They have no feelings in them. They're like just, people like empty shells. So these are the people that they call soulless beings. And usually it's not because they actually don't have a soul. No, it's not because they don't have a soul. Well, these people have had a soul in the beginning, because everyone is born at the very early stages of life. Everybody is born with a soul, but at the end of the day, depending on what happens to these individuals, their souls get corrupted, and they just like lose it all. They just lose their souls, and they just become like empty shells. They have nothing in them. They have no feelings, and they have like, and those people usually at the end of the day, they're ending up like hurting people, and they're ending up like on the other side of life and hurting people, and just doing all sorts of things altogether. So, soulless beings. In this video, I'm going to explain to you about 6 signs that you're dealing with a soulless being. So, a person who is soulless will do a lot of things to you. They may hurt you. They may do all sorts of dramas. They are very dramatic people, very chaotic people. And people without remorse. So, the signs I'm going to discuss in this video may resonate, may not resonate, but 1 or 2 may resonate with you. So, if any sign resonates with you, hit the like button, let me know, or comment below, comment in the box below, let me know which sign resonates with you, and then we're going to take it from there. So, sign number 1. When you're with a soulless being, you have got to pay very close attention to how you feel. Now, when you're with a person without a soul, somebody who doesn't feel nothing, somebody without remorse, someone without empathy, you are going to be very curious, and you are going to pay very close attention to the way you feel after you have a conversation with them. In most of the cases, when you're talking to somebody who doesn't have a soul, when you're talking to somebody with a soul, with feelings, of course, you're going to resonate. You guys are going to have a very nice, calm, nice, synchronized conversation. But when you're speaking, when you're communicating with a person without a soul, you're usually going to realize that these people, you're feeling regret. You have a very deep sense of regret. After having a conversation with them, you're going to feel in your heart that, why have I even in the first place told them this thing? Why have I discussed with them this issue? So you're going to feel very bad about yourself, usually when you're having a conversation with them, because you're going to realize that actually you don't feel good every time you finish discussing something with them, or every time you have a conversation with them. So it may be one of the signs that you will want to think about, or consider to probably think that maybe you are dealing with a soulless person, a person without a soul. Sign number 2. When you're discussing something with a person without a soul, you know what I mean? A person who doesn't have a soul, a person who doesn't have feelings, a person who doesn't have emotions. When you are talking with them, you are going to pay a special attention to a particular specific pain you're having. Sometimes that pain, it might appear somewhere in the middle of your chest. You might have a pain. You're going to experience a certain pain when you're talking to them, or even sometimes when you're around. When you're around them, you're going to have some different type of pain that you usually do. Is not very usual to you, and you haven't usually like experienced it before. So that pain may be around your heart area. That pain may be around your chest area. That pain sometimes may be down somewhere in your gut. So when you're dealing with a person without a soul, usually what all they're doing is like they're just taking energy from you. You know what I mean? So whatever you're doing, whether you're talking to them, whether you're validating them, whether you're doing what, they're just taking energy from you. So anytime when you feel that there's a specific pain you have around your chest area, that area around this place, or sometime around the heart area, or sometime somewhere down in the lower abdomen, is a specific pain you're going to have when you're dealing with somebody without a soul. And you might want to consider your options, either moving away from them or just separating, distancing yourself from them. Sign number 3 I'm going to talk about in this video is you have got to pay very close attention to what these guys are watching, because a person without a soul simply doesn't have any emotion. So normally they're just going to jump on the TVs, and they are, they're going to be drawn to a lot of very like movies which are not even good for the soul. You know what I mean? So they're going to be drawn to all this kind of vampire, this kind of vampire things, horror movies, movies which involve a lot of killing, movies which involve a lot of chaos, so because a person without a soul, they are susceptible to anything. They can watch anything, they can do anything, so they can surprise you anyway. So when you pay close attention to what they are watching, normally they are very drawn to movies what concern blood movies, any movies what involve shedding a lot of blood, movies what involve vampire movies, movies what involve war movies, killing, a lot of killings in there, a lot of shootings in there, a lot of killings in there, you know what I mean. So all those movies what involve pain, they are the only movies that are actually being watched by these kind of people who actually don't have a soul. So you might want to be very careful when you ever meet somebody and you notice that they are actually very drawn to those kind of movies that involve vampires and all this kind of stuff, and negative things, negative movies, very, very negative movies with very, very negative emotion. Because the person who doesn't have a soul, definitely they can just watch anything and they don't feel nothing because they don't have a soul in them. The movies that you will see, definitely you see somebody being shot, for example, somebody being stabbed or somebody you will feel very bad about this, so you will feel like you don't even want to watch any other second, any other bit of the movie. But those people, they'll just be sitting there and they will just be like all over themselves, they will be happy with it. And so when you ever pay attention to a guy or a woman or I don't know what, and you notice that they are actually drawn to those kind of movies, they are drawn to those kind of movies which involve a lot of bloodshed. They involve vampirism. There are a lot of vampires. There are a lot of horror movie, horror stories, vampire stories, bloodshed, this and that. So normally you're supposed to be very careful, because any person with a soul doesn't want to relate to those kind of movies. And definitely you have got to know that you're dealing with somebody who is soulless, somebody without a soul, somebody without emotions. Number 4, you are going to pay very close attention to the way these people discard people. The way these individuals discard. This is like get rid of, like to get rid of somebody. To discard somebody is to get rid of somebody. So you are going to realize that sometimes you have a circle of friends. Maybe this guy could be your boyfriend, for example, or maybe this guy could be your girlfriend. This individual could be your boyfriend, or this could be your girlfriend. So you're going to realize that now at a certain point, and sometimes these guys, they don't have a warning. So you're going to realize that they are very good at discarding people. Somebody, you will be with them, like for example, if this is your partner and you have a special friend always visiting you and sometimes doing for you 1 or 2 things, you're going to realize that these people, they do not take any second thoughts when they are discarding people, and they will discard people without emotions. So they'll just wake up one day and they'll just say that I don't want to see that guy anymore. I don't want to see that woman anymore. I don't want to see this friend anymore. I don't want to, even sometimes when they've just known the people for yesterday, they don't know the details of these people. Maybe there may be people in their circles, people who are known to them, or people who are known to you if you're a couple out there. And then you're going to realize that that person now is very, very good and very quick at discarding somebody. So somebody who is very quick at discarding and throwing out people out of their lives without any particular reason or without any particular thought, it's very possible that those people actually, they are soulless beings, and you need to be very cautious about them, and you need to be very careful about them, because the same way they are discarding those people out there is the same way they are actually going to also discard you altogether. Now, another sign, very, very similar to me, sign I've experienced myself in my lifetime. You are going to realize that these people without a soul, when they are with you, when they are close to you, pay very close attention, guys. When these people are close to you or when they are around you, you're going to realize that they are actually burning up. They feel like they're burning up. they feel like somebody has poured the hot bath over them, a hot water over them. Is like they feel like they're burning, you know what I mean? So somebody without a soul, anytime, because remember guys, if you are with a person who is soulless, the reason why they went to you, or the reason why they came to you, is because they realize that you have got a very good soul with you. You are a very empathetic person, you have got a soul, you have got very good emotions, you have got good feelings. So these people normally, they're looking for balance. So the only way why they are coming to you, or they are actually wanting or running after you, is because you have got a soul, and that soul is going to feed into their ego, is going to feed into their lifestyles, and they are going to use you as an energy source of supply. You know what I mean? So anytime when you're with them, you're going to realize that they're actually burning up and they're feeling hot. And this has got everything to do with energy, because usually your energies and their energy, your energy and their energy, they are intertwining together. But because you are usually radiant and vibrating at a very, very high energy, because first of all, you have a soul, and secondly, you're very empathetic. So definitely you're a very radiant person, and you're a very vibrant person. So usually when you're with this kind of people, you're going to realize that they are burning. They feel like something is like water, is like somebody has poured hot water over them. You know what I mean? So like they're sitting under very, very hot, intensive heat. So they're going to be complaining. They will be complaining about a specific heat. They're feeling hot. They're burning up. You know what I mean? So you're supposed to be very careful. Those people usually, when they are around you, they are going to have a very, very deep, high burning sensation. That's when you're going to know that probably, definitely, you're dealing with somebody without a soul. You're dealing with a soulless being, and you might want to consider your options and probably take back get yourself together and get your shit together and move on. And definitely, you're going to know the person who is like that, burning up. You know, all the time. Anytime when you're around them, they're complaining. They're feeling a lot of heat. They're burning. They feel like they've just been dipped in hot water. All those people who are complaining about a lot of heat all the time for no apparent reason, whether it is cold, whether it is whichever the weather is outside, they will always be complaining about feeling very, very hot, extremely hot on their bodies, because this is because you have got a special energy with you, and that energy is intertwining with them, so which is making them feeling very, very uncomfortable. Sometimes when you're around them, they are picking up on that energy, and it's making them feel very, very uncomfortable. Much as they need the energy, because you have a lot of energy with you, they need that energy for their survival. But at the end of the day, that energy sometimes is very intensive for them, and they will be complaining about a specific heat. They are burning and they cannot stand the heat. So when you hear somebody, or when you ever see somebody who around you, this doesn't have to be a partner. This can be a friend. You know, sometimes this can be even your parents. Sometimes this can be your brothers or sisters. But anytime when they are complaining that they are actually burning up and feeling very hot around you, you're supposed to know that these people, they do not have a soul, or probably they have had a soul before, but that soul has been corrupted, and they do not have or feeling any feeling. They don't have a soul inside them, and they're soulless beings. Another sign I can talk about is called the mirror effect. Now, the mirror effect is a very common trait of soulless beings. Mirror effect is something what I can call, something what I can explain in simple terms. This is like, you're going to find yourself when you're with these people, they are going to copy you in all areas. They're going to copy you in all angles. They're going to copy you in all dimensions. So you're going to find that those things that you're doing, you're watching a certain movie, these people, because they don't have a soul, so they don't have any judgment of things, what movie they want to watch, you know. They kind of tend to like want to mirror you and everything you're doing. You're going to watch a certain movie, they're going to mirror that movie. Sometimes even when you find that they are alone and they're by themselves, they're also going to be, they will be interested in that movie. The same movie that you've been watching is the same movie they are going to be watching at the same time, even if they've never known about the movie before, or they never loved the movie before. You're going to find them sometime, maybe surprisingly, you're just going to wake up in the morning and you're going to find them watching the same songs, or watching the same movie you've been watching, or watching the same movie, the same things you've been watching. Or this has not only got to be with movies. This can also be with so many other things. The mirror effect works in so many ways. It can work in the movies. It can also be in your daily lifestyles. You might be interested in a certain type of sport. You know what I mean? So these people, you'll find them, of course, in the early stages of knowing them. You will find them that they are not very sportive people, but they may pick up that thing from you, that this guy actually is watching sport, or this woman is watching a certain sport. So they are going to start mirroring you, and also watching the same sport that you're watching, or doing the same sport you're doing, or sometimes even eating the same food like you're doing. You know what I mean? So they are going to change their lifestyles, their daily lifestyles of the things they're doing, to make sure that they mirror you, because they do not have their own identity, and usually they are just trying to rely and to depend on other people for a proper identity to identify themselves. So those are soulless beings. They do not have their own identity. They don't have a soul, so they cannot feel. They don't have empathy. And they are going to mirror you at all levels, the movies you watch, the food you eat. Sometimes even they want to dress the same way you're doing. Sometimes they want to sleep on the same bed you're doing. So they are going to try to, many ways, mirror you just to look like you, because they want to appear to the world or to the public that they also got a soul inside them. So the last sign I want to talk about is you're going to realize that these people, they completely lack empathy. My page is about breaking empaths free, and I've always done my best from the beginning to make sure that I put every information out there as much as I can, to make sure that every empath out there in the world, they're breaking free from people who are draining their energy and people who are using them as objects, and people who are using and taking advantage of them and draining them of their power and their energies. So definitely you're going to realize that a soulless being is a person without empathy. Now, empathy, you're going to find these people very proud about hurting people. So they will hurt people. They will go out there and do very bad things to people. Very, very bad, sometimes even unspeakable things to individuals, other human beings, and they are going to be proud about their actions, and they are going to be bragging about their actions, and they're going to feel good about it. So they will come, sometimes they will go out there and, sometimes they will go and break somebody's windows, house windows or car windows or whatever. Or sometimes they are going to be, they will go and cheat on somebody. For example, they have a partner, they will go and cheat on their partners, and they will come back and they will when you meet them, you're going to find that they are bragging about their actions. So they are going always, because the person who doesn't have empathy, they have got the capability to assess whatever they have done and to assess those bad things they have done, and they will be feeling bad about them. But you're going to realize that the person without a soul is very proud about doing bad things to people and hurting people and causing people pain. So their happiness comes from people's pain. When they hurt people or when they do bad, negative things to people, they're very proud about it, and that is their source of happiness. So that is a person who lacks empathy and is a soulless being. Now, guys, if you ever notice one of these signs, maybe they have resonated with one of you guys out there. If any one or two signs have resonated with you, please feel free to comment in the section below. Let me know which sign resonates with you, and let's take it from there. Other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys on board. I've given to you my 7 possible signs that you're dealing with a soulless being. And if you know, or if you've seen these things I've talked about here, you may want to take find your exit out of that being, because definitely you know that when a person without a soul, and when you're dealing with a person without a soul, you're definitely heading for destruction, and definitely that's not good for you. So guys, other than that, been pleasure. Very nice to have you guys on board. It's been days more unscripted, guys. I'm always coming out here every single day talking about so many different things. Other than that, peace and blessings to you all. Love you all, and guys, stay well, stay blessed, and a happy rest of the week. Love you all and much blessings. Denzel Moore signing out. Bye.